Greetings and salutations, people of the world. William Kurk here with Reverb. It's been a crazy year to say the least, but we're gonna bring you more Synth Sound videos soon as time permits. In the meantime, we're gonna take a little trip down memory lane from the recent years of some of the clips and highlights of the series. And I'm gonna give some commentary on it, so peep game. So the construction of the sound itself stems from a Prophet 5 pad. Obviously the pad likens to a soft brass. This is one of my favorite episodes I've ever done in the series, and if I tell people about the series, this is one of the episodes I always reference. I always tell people to check out this episode. Phil is one of my influences. We got to cover gated reverb and Prophet 5 sounds of the actual song, so it's a winner for me. We cannot talk about this song without the treatment that is done on his vocals. So what is it? Gated reverb. That's right. As you can hear, the gated reverb has a quality that stops abruptly. So it's not like conventional reverb where it continues after the sound is produced. So it almost produces a delay type of effect as well. So I'm going to demonstrate some Phil Collins vocal style with the rest of the accompaniment. Get that drum beat. It's declaring its independence as its own sound. So this is one of my favorite sounds that I've ever played during the whole series, using any keyboard. Funny thing about this solo, I really hadn't played it, you know what I mean? Like, I know the solo, but I never really dug into it. And it was sort of like an afterthought. So the solo kind of happened as a, you know, hey, can we play the solo just for a little tidbit? And I'm like, yeah, let's give it a shot. And this is just a down-home preset. There is no fancy-pantsy schmancy keyboard stuff to talk about in terms of turning knobs. This is a preset, so when you load the disc up, we're talking like NBA 2K17 load screen time. It was ridiculous. All right, so like most things in life, you cook food, you gotta wait for it to finish cooking. You gotta wait for the train to show up. And you gotta wait for a sound to load on the emulator too. That's just life. Emulator makes you wait like a date. You know what I mean? That's always on time, but a little late. Emulator. I Feel Love, Donna Summer. That was a cool video to do because we were able to turn some knobs and get things right on point for that bass. It took a lot of trial and error. That one, there's a lot of stuff happening with that song and that sound. We're synthing in space. The galaxies are moving. The aliens are waving. And with this synth string sound, it's so elongated that it takes a while to get there. But like in space, we always get to the right place. All hail Purple Rain 1. This is a video that I wish I could completely have back. I wish I can undo the performance and redo it, because the pattern I played was not faithful to the recording, because my brain had turned into a marshmallow at that point of the day. We were probably 5 to 6 videos in of work with the OBX. So my brain was playing a pattern that I thought I was hearing. Whatever, you know, that's the sound. You have to play it and adjust it, or else you're gonna get this. And that's not a G thing, that's a Volkswagen thing. That's a soccer mom thing. This is a G thing right here. Ain't nothing but a G thing. Clearly one of my favorite episodes in the entire series. For those who are wondering, like, why did I cut my hair? I mean, I just didn't feel like having it anymore. So that's what it is. Sticking with the Prophet 6, we're gonna go to another song from the Blonde album entitled Nights. So one of the characteristics of this song that you'll notice is the gliding effect of the synthesizer that occurs within the middle or the chorus part of the song. Now, you could use the glide option here, but for this example, I'm actually using the pitch wheel option, which is tuned a whole octave so that I can get that full octave effect. Makes the sliding and the gliding more interactive and more controllable. One of my favorite videos and favorite songs to play in life. So not much else to say about it. And that also might be the first time I wore that Kung Fu t-shirt. And the chorus is pretty important. Let me explain why. So we got the chorus already set. So let's take the chorus all the way off. You hear how thin that sounds? It's like no meat, no nothing up in there. So we're gonna turn it back up. Take it there. Let's see what it sounds like. So, welcome to nothing. This song was a trip. It was a lot of keyboard and synthesizer acrobatics involved, both physically with what I was doing and getting the construction of the sound to cooperate, because it really wasn't behaving that well. Next time, I would rather do Whip It. Just letting y'all know. One more time, check this out. Wow. So think like a cat in the alley, you know, looking for other cats. That's kind of what it sounds like. Meow, 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 meow. Another point about this particular song is that it does use the pitch bend a lot, particularly with the lead sounds. It's so subtle, but it's so necessary. And what we're doing is taking the pitch bend, and as I'm getting to my point of pitch bendicity, I bend downwardly. Now, we're gonna jump ahead to the Electro Harmonics Mono Synth. Whoa! Out the gate. This one is called Unison. This is as synth as it gets. This clip was something else. We had all these guitar pedals that were supposed to emulate keyboard sounds, and I'm using the keytar, my treasured keytar that I've acquired since the late 90s. It still works, the batteries, I've never changed them, and somehow they still work like 20 plus years later. You will become assailants of our new planet, and you will obey our laws or be sent to Pennsylvania. So with this particular song, the first thing you'll hear is the noted drum beat that is from the CompuRhythm CR78. So this is a classic vintage piece of equipment. Released in 1978 by Roland. This was one of the first drum machines to allow people to save their settings. So the song that we're talking about today features the first preset on the drum machine, Rock 1. No doubt about it, it's the drum beat. So there were some things done in post to give it that flair, that color for the original feel of the song. For one, we added a little tape saturation, and then we also added a little bit of delay. You know, just to give it that bounce for the 40 ounce, you know what I'm saying? So if you may have noticed, or maybe you have not noticed, working with vintage equipment sometimes presents variables that are unpredictable. And one of those unpredictable things is that sometimes the CompuRhythm has a tendency to act like a real drummer. It speeds up, it slows down, just so slightly, but I guess it gives you like a real drummer experience. Or it just may be broken. Still charming. Well, that has concluded the Synth Sounds of the Synth Sounds of, and I'm William Kurk, and of course, join us for more videos here at Reverb, and stay tuned for the upcoming videos that are soon to come, I'm pretty certain. Just keep running the offense, stay safe, do what you have to do to flatten the curve. Just keep doing what you're doing, keep the faith, and stay cool, hip cats. You dig?